What's up, everybody? I am Destroyer, your coach of the Washington Wake Pokemon Draft League team. Today is part 2 of our post-commentary playoff series for Professional Draft League. Wasn't able to record my voice during these matches, and I'm kind of uploading them a little bit later after the fact. But tonight's match, we are in the semifinals going against Zave in the Texas TEPIGS. Never faced Zave before coming into this match. I've been in other leagues that he's been in. UNPL is probably the biggest one that I can think of. He did really well in that. He was a top seed, I remember. Never got to face him. But just aware of him being a really good player and excited for this matchup here. So he brings out his Mine Shao. I've got my Cinder. I'm Scarf, kind of my favorite Cinder set here. I think I go for the Wisp. Just burn this thing. Or do I go for a U-turn? Because he could just go into his Colossal and eat the Wisp easily. I'm not sure what I do. I think I would go for the Wisp in the same situation again. Okay. I miss the Wisp, which is really unfortunate. And then just get hammered by a knockoff and get crit. Ooh. Ouch. Lose my Scarf. Don't know if I'm faster than him anymore. Going for the high jump kick in case he maybe decides to switch into Colossal now, having seen my Wisp. Goes into, must be his Azumarill. So he's doing really well so far on calling my stuff. Kind of a risky, see, that did quite a bit. Unfortunately have my logo in the wrong spot on the screen here during the recording of this match, but that did about half. That was kind of ballsy on his part as well, because U-turn, oh, looks like I'm dragging it mid-match, excellent. U-turn would have killed him there, I think. Gotten very close. And he kills us, so unfortunately Cinder didn't get to do a whole lot here. We're kind of working behind a little bit in this match because of this. We do now know, though, that because his Azelf outsped Cinder, that he must be Scarf. So I can pretty comfortably come in with Slowking at this moment in time. I could also bring in Spectrier and just start putting in some work. To start dropping some Shadow Balls. I'm kind of curious to see what I do here. Do I go for Spectrier? Just get the free kill? Or do I go for... Looks like I'm going to go for Slowking here. I wonder why I did that. I'd have to see his team again here. Yeah, because I could have just started doing Shadow Ball spam. I guess I don't want to get... I would have been stuck in versus his Greninja. And I'm kind of worried that it was Scarf. And I can't really switch comfortably into his Greninja. So I think that's why I ended up going for Slowking here. Okay. Brings in his Colossal. We get the Sludge Bomb. Do we get the Poison? We get the Poison. You'll love to see it. Really helpful RNG for us there. Had some really unhelpful RNG for us to start the game, so equals out a little bit there. And now what do we do? I think I can just stay and hit with a Psychic Noise. This thing probably sets up some kind of hazards. Because I'm Assault Vest on this particular Slowking set, I can't just pivot out, unfortunately. So he starts the hazard stack. I'm not sure that I have hazard removal in this week as well. A lot during the season I've kind of, I have a number of potential hazard removal users on my team. Oh, we get the crit. So that crit, I think, saved us one layer of spikes. Forgot what I was going to say there. Yeah, I got an Assault Vest set on here. I cannot just do the pivot with... okay, so obvious move here is a knockoff. I don't really have much that wants to just switch into a knockoff. Avalugg could do so. Of course, he could call that and just nail me with the close combat as well. So that's kind of what I'm thinking here, is what's the safest thing for me to do. maybe even just stay in and take it. Because I am max defense and max HP on this Slow King. I guess Arboliva is what I'm thinking there, but I don't know why. There's nothing that can switch. Okay, so he does do the knockoff. Was just really, again, really scared of that close combat. Ooh. And that just freaking nails him. So we're glad that we stayed in there. Got rid of Mind Shao. Wasn't really expecting that to kill, but it did. So great. I guess Mind Shao is not... It's a lot of times it's Assault Vest with its ability Regenerator there. Okay, and so he can... Gotta watch out for this thing here too. We don't know if it's Protein or if it's Battle Bond, but Slow King is in range of where if we get hit by a Dark Pulse, we could be killed potentially. We've lost our Assault Vest now. Have no SPDEF investment. And if he does kill Slow King, not only do we lose Slow King, but we risk having Battle Bond go off and be really troublesome for us here. So we go into Arboliva, expecting Arbo can tank whatever he's going to throw at us here. He goes for the Dark Pulse. Does a pretty nice chunk too. And I can't remember exactly what my investment is on Arboliva, if it's a SPDEF versus physical def. A lot of times this season I ran kind of both. Would have sort of an even split in the two defenses. We go for, or considering looking like they're going for Terra Poison. Maybe fearing a Ice Beam. Not really knowing what item he has for sure there. If we are max SPDEF, I kind of wonder if he is like a choice specs set. Yeah, let's see what we do. We're opting just to heal ourselves up here with Strength Sap. Ah, okay. Cool. And it won't lower Reggie's stats because of Clear Body, but it still heals us, so that's okay with us. I guess I could stay and do an Earth Power to Reggie. If I Terra, it's really a fairly comfortable matchup, but it looks like I do something else here instead. We bring in Ursaluna, kind of expecting a Thunder Wave, I think, and also just seeing an opportunity to provide immediate pressure onto this Registeel here. It's fairly passive. We didn't expect that he was going to do a body press into a Terra Poison there. So we're in a spot. I'm looking now. Can I just launch off a Headlong Rush? I think if he stays in, this thing is probably going to come pretty close to dying. It's very defensive and thick. I want to go for a Facade, predicting he's going to switch it out, and he freaking doesn't, and he just eats, and he dishes it back out. So that was kind of a not super safe play on our part. I think I was fearing that he was going to switch into Azelf with Levitate. So kind of over predicted there. Second turn, we just go for the Headlong Rush. We don't want to risk dying if we don't. He just decides to let it go. Expect to see maybe Greninja or Azelf here. Totally within like an Ice Beam range, so Greninja would make sense. Hard for most of my team to be able to switch into Greninja. He brings in Greninja as expected. I imagine he knows that this is going to put some pressure on me switching. So what do I do here? Do I just stay in? I'm just staying in on this. Okay, interesting. I guess I'm feeling like maybe I don't need to have Ursaluna at this point. You know what? I don't have Trick Room this week. Everything he has left is faster than me. And so I broke Registeel. The wall has gone down, and I've kind of seen the end of the use of Ursaluna here. It could have been helpful versus his Torterra. His Torterra is faster than Ursaluna though, and can do quite a bit to harm it. At this point, I'm kind of wondering, is he choice on his Greninja here? Because if he's choice, I can bring in Glow King. I can also bring in Avalugg reasonably comfortably with him being choice. But I'm being very cautious about bringing in my Spectrier. I go for Arbo. I imagine I Terra Fairy here. Or my Poison. Either way, he's not going to do a whole lot to me. And we're just going to go for a Giga Drain. Giga Drain will help get us a little bit of health back if he stays in. We'll do a decent chunk of damage to him. We'll do a decent chunk of damage to anything that switches in as well. So we just, yep, he switches out. Also kind of interesting, I guess, since he's had the Ice Beam out, he's probably foreseeing the Terra here. I'm not sure that this will finish the job against Azelf. So, okay, smart on his part then. Because now I've got Terra Poison Arbo. Oh, and it barely hangs on. Oh, that's rough. So this thing can threaten me pretty well with stab psychic moves. So Slowking I go into. Imagine that that's kind of predictable, and maybe he goes for a Shadow Ball or a Dark Pulse here. Well, let's see what he does though. If he goes for a psychic move, we should be able to eat it okay. He goes for psychic. Does a pretty good chunk, really. It looks like we just kind of opt to stay in and do some damage here. Oh, and he gets kind of a higher roll there too. Oh, that sucks. So now we're getting into a little bit more of a predicament there. I expected that we'd have been able to live that second one and finish the job there, but I don't know if he got a high roll on that one or a low roll on the other one, or a combination of the two, but it definitely threw off my expectations a little bit here. I go for Draining Kiss because it'll kill this thing no matter what. If he brings in Greninja, it'll do about half to Greninja. He does go for Greninja. We do about half. So my concern here now is I have no idea what his item is. He could be Choice Specs, he could be Choice Scarf. I wasn't doing any active damage calculations here to see what he is. I think it actually turned out that he was Specs. Excuse me. Yeah, and he's doing some pretty good damage to Arbolive, who's a pretty specially defensive Mon too. So I think he actually is Specs on this thing, but I just could not take the chance there, because if we get a low roll on our next Draining Kiss, it's possible that we don't 2KO him, and then if we lose Spectrier at this point in the game, we're kind of toast. Okay. Oh, he flinches us too. Oh my gosh. So that's how the game goes. I'm sure I'm tripping out a little bit at this point, because if he didn't have that flinch there, I'd have been in a really okay spot. See if I can survive another one. Ooh, barely survived one there. So we are able to at least kill his Greninja. And so at this point, we're feeling pretty good. We survived that one barely. Perhaps the damage roll helped to kind of make up for the flinch the turn before there. But so he brings in his Azelf here to finish off Arbo. Goes for a Shadow Ball. And he's Scarf on this thing, we presume. And this does kind of put us in a tricky spot. We've got just 2 Mon left. We've got Spectrier, we've got Avalugg. We know he's Scarf, so we know that Spectrier is going to have to eat a Shadow Ball if it comes in. We have not used Avalugg yet. It's full health. We've got boots on it, and it has the ability sturdy. So we know that no matter what, it can take a shot here and be able to respond back. We kill him with Ice Spinner, or if he hard switches into his Torterra, Ice Spinner is going to toast that thing because it's 4 times weak. Okay. And we do alright. At this point, I'm feeling pretty good. We've got Ice Spinner. He's got a 4 times weak Ice Mon coming in here. And at this moment in the game, I'm not really remembering that he is a Terra Captain. So this, I'm just thinking in my head, alright, Ice Spinner, and we're good here. He goes Terra Fairy. So I'm going, oh shit, at this point, what is this going to mean for the match? Let's take a look. He goes Iron Defense. So now this Ice Spinner really isn't going to do much of anything to him. Yeah, so that does absolutely nothing. He's got a Rocky Helmet too. I think at this spot, I'm kind of thinking, okay, let's just do as much damage as we can. I'm very nervous to switch into... He goes for another Iron Defense. We can presume he's got Body Press on this thing. We don't know what else he does have, though. Goes for a 3rd Iron Defense. So this is, as soon as he decides to start attacking us here, we're toast. We're really just hoping he doesn't have a move that can Oko or Tuco Spectrier, doing as much damage as we can. He can get Synthesis on this thing too, so he can be pretty healthy, I guess. He just decides to kill us here. And we've got nothing left but to bring in Spectrier, see what it can do. We know, thank God, we are at least weak to... I'm sorry, we are at least not worried about Body Press because we're a ghost, obviously. We're not worried about his Iron Defenses because we're special. We don't know what other moves he has. Don't know how much this is going to do. It does just about half because we had a little bit of chip damage there. It's a Terra Fairy Blast, which is just under half to us here. We have leftovers, so that gives us, that makes us feel a little bit better here, because if we get a low roll on the Shadow Ball, he would probably need to crit us in order to kill us. We got a good shot for Shadow Ball to kill, and it does. And so that is good games to Zave and the Texas TEPIGS. And we have just qualified for the finals match for the Yuva division. Yeah, so really excited. I believe we have a rematch with Jackatron, who we actually faced week 1 and were able to beat in the regular season. Interested to see what he will bring back for the finals match. And again, this is for the Yuva division specifically, has its own playoffs. And we also have an additional tournament after Yuva finals finish up to be with the Naranja division. So a whole separate tournament for that second kind of playoffs. So finals for the first round of playoffs here, and we'll have at least one more round of playoffs after that as well. So hopefully you guys will stick around, and would love to share those matches with you.